What's up, everybody? I'm Austin Jenkins, aka Inspector AJ, and welcome to the House of Horrors. We're here today in Boulder, Colorado at InterNACHI's flagship House of Horrors that cost $3 million and it was intentionally built wrong. And today I have a very special guest with me, the Jan of all trades, no one knows what she does, Miss Natalie.
Hello.
That's right, we got Natalie Rose, aka Napples from TikTok, to come out and be a home inspector for a day. Her whole shtick is following random jobs all over the country, and she's worked about every possible job that you can think. She's been a firefighter, she's worked with sports teams. If you name it, she's done it. And now she's a home inspector.
Just been under that crawl space for about 2 hours. Found a lot of defects underneath there, Austin.
How many defects do you think you found?
About 1,000.
Well, I hope. Let's go find some.
Let's go.
But first, a quick recap. So the day started when we got on site, and Nick Ramico gave us a tour of InterNACHI's Home Inspector Museum. After that, we had to get Natalie all set up, because, I mean, if you're going to be the part, you need to look the part. So we had to get her a uniform.
I need that outfit. Son of a, how dare she?
And then we had to get Austin to train her on some of the tools of the trade.
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these things look like, from the movie Ghostbusters. Oh, this is a poltergeist tracker for sure. Like, once this gets in the red zone, you know that there are ghosts near you. It's in the green, so it means it's a happy ghost. There are happy ghosts here. If it's in the red, there's a bad ghosts. Oh, I'm not playing with any more toys.
So Natalie, in order to be a successful home inspector, you have to have a successful set of tools. So this right here, we're gonna pick and choose, and we're gonna arm you for today's inspection.
Let's go.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm super excited.
All right. First and foremost, in my opinion, the flashlight is single-handedly the most important tool you'll have.
Yeah, but like how good could this flashlight be? Oh, wow.
It's really good.
Okay, it's good.
Second, let's go with, I see that we have some gas lines. So we want to look at a combustion gas detector. So we're gonna arm ourselves with this.
Interesting.
So
okay.
if there's a gas leak, hopefully you'll find it.
Okay. You didn't want me to hold that one, okay.
You can hold that.
Thank you.
Okay, and next, we'll do a voltage detector.
Okay.
What do you think a voltage detector does?
I'm assuming it checks if like a wire's hot or not.
That's right. Next, what do you think this is?
I actually know what this one does.
What is that?
This is checking to see if the outlet works or not. It's an
That's one way.
It's an outlet worker checker outer.
An outlet worker checker outer. I'm gonna add that
You
to the
heard it here
narratives.
first. Thumbnail.
So one really cool thing with these, it will also tell you how the outlet is wired. So when we plug it in, if we see two orange lights, then it's wired correctly. And then if it has any other combination, it gives us a legend that we can go off of if it's wired backwards or if it's an open circuit. So these are really handy.
Other than it being wired correctly, which one do you see most of when you go and inspect?
The most I see are ungrounded receptacles, which we'll discuss that in the electrical section because in my opinion, and arguably, the grounding circuit is the most important circuit of any electrical system.
Okay.
So we'll have this. Another one that I really like, and that'll benefit you really well,
Tape measurer.
tape measure.
Yay.
Because there are some things you would need to measure.
Okay, let's play a game. Stop it at 6 inches.
Stop it at 6 inches.
Right there?
Yep.
Wait, right there?
Yep.
Wah, wah.
That's 6 inches.
That's 5.5.
It stops down here, that line.
That's 5.5, I thought.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is 5.5.
Armed and loaded, Austin and Natalie were ready to head inside.
Okay, so Natalie, this is a typical 2-car garage that we would find on most site-built homes. Okay, there's a lot of issues that are specifically designed for this room. I want to see if you can pick some of them out.
Wait, right now?
Right now, you're on the spot.
Okay, number 1, there's a hole in the wall.
Well, some homes have crawl space accesses directly in the garage.
But doesn't there have to be a door on there?
Well, let's just assume there's a door.
Oh, sorry. Okay, got it. Well, technically I found something wrong. I I mean, there's a little thing here, so I'm assuming it has to do with the outlet.
Possibly.
It doesn't work. The JIFAC thing doesn't work.
Which one of our tools can we use?
A screwdriver.
I don't think we will. Don't use a screwdriver to test an outlet.
The outlet checker outer doodad. Where'd he go? This light switch doesn't work. It's useless. Oh, it turned, oh shoot. Just kidding, it works. This was put here. Oh, look it says, oh, it's correct wiring.
Push the red button.
Ah, is it gonna shock me?
Well, have you ever seen Men in Black? Push the button.
No, I don't want to.
Push it.
I'm so scared.
Just push it. So you actually grounded out the outlet. You simulated a short to ground. So these are GFCI outlets, so it's ground fault circuit interrupter.
The HDMI, yeah.
HDMI, well that's a household electronic that usually is like on the television.
So you're saying because it doesn't work unless you now
you have to physically reset it.
Yeah.
So these are specifically designed to go in areas with higher moisture or humidity. Like, have you ever been in the bathroom doing your hair or anything?
And it stops working.
And it stops working,
Yeah.
or you plug, something into it and you have the test and reset button.
Yeah.
So what that does is it protects you if you drop the hairdryer in bathtub, your boyfriend comes in with a toaster and just decides to plug it in and throw it in the bathtub.
Sheesh. Rough day in the office.
It would short the outlet out, preventing you from dying.
Well, thank you for that. Okay, another thing wrong? I don't know what this is.
So that is that's a distribution from an HVAC. Now let me ask you a question. This is something I write up all the time. If you park your car in your garage and it's a cold winter day like it is here in Colorado, what's one thing that a lot of people like to do?
Warm up their car.
They like to warm up their car. Do you see any reason why that might be bad to have a closed garage with an HVAC system that's distributing air
into
throughout the
house
entire home?
because of the gas.
High levels of carbon monoxide
Yeah.
can be fatal.
Jeez, what is
So-
wrong with this garage?
Well, obviously you don't want an HVAC distribution right here.
Oh, look at that. That's not good.
Well, that's the garage door opener.
But why is it up there?
They probably didn't want to mount it on the wall.
Okay.
If you'll look, the junction box that the plug is plugged into
Yeah.
is missing a cover. So,
Why is that important?
well, another reason that you have protection around the outlet, you don't want to be able to reach in because it would shock you. Another thing we want to point out, the black extension cord that's plugged into that garage motor over there.
Oh my goodness.
You don't want to power a garage door motor with an extension cord because extension cords are only rated to work for approximately 90 days per manufacturer instruction. So that's a source of temporary power. So to fix this, they would need to install an outlet directly above there or see if they could reach this plug over to that outlet right there.
Okay. Now I want to go home and look at my house and see if it has that.
Natalie,
Yeah.
what is this?
This is a water heater.
That is a water heater. Not to be confused with a hot water heater, which is an inappropriate and incorrect term. If it was a hot water heater, it would have on a bikini.
Wah, wah.
That was stupid. Anyway, onward and upward.
So Natalie, here we are in this perfectly completed bathroom.
So nice.
It is absolutely stunningly beautiful. So some of the things that I look for in a bathroom, right? You obviously want to make sure there is water, the water drains. You want to make sure it's livable. And one of the most important things is you want to make sure that the waste goes away, right?
Yeah.
So I am known on social media for finding loose toilets. That's just kind of my thing. So one way that inspectors check for loose toilets, rather than reaching down and touching a dirty toilet, we straddle it like we're getting ready to ride a horse, bow our legs a little bit, and we can rock it with ease with our legs.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. That's what you're known for. So is this, in this instance, a loose toilet?
That
then?
is a very loose toilet.
All jokes aside, this place takes training seriously, as Austin saw in the next room.
So while Natalie works on her backswing with a piece of PEX plumbing in the foyer, we have right here 75 years worth of electrical life, most commonly found in residential dwellings. We have fuses, we have stab lock load centers, we have typical single and double pole breakers, we have meter-based disconnect combos, we have everything ranging from approximately the early 1930s all the way up to what we would find here in 2024. So this whole wall right here encompasses so much history in electrical systems that you can't get this training anywhere else.
At the end of the day, this place was built for education, and there was thought and detail put into everything, not just the purpose, but even the process.
So these metal grates were installed intentionally, and that allows for the maximum number of students to be directly below, while the instructor can stand up top and instruct. How you doing, Natalie?
Hi, how are you?
Good. So now we're gonna go ahead and move upstairs, but before we do that, I've gotta make a TikTok real fast.
And there was plenty of that, because when TikTok influencers get together, they do what they do best, which is make content. And when they're rolling, you let them cook.
So we've covered a lot about the interior of the home and its major components. So now we have the roofing system and then the crawl space. I personally like to save the attic and crawl space for last, because that's when I get the dirtiest and I don't want to drag it through somebody else's house.
Right.
So let's head on up.
Okay.
So after a crash course in roofing and proper installation, we thought it was time for the new home inspector to get some actual field experience and present on a portion of the house.
All right, you guys, so I'm about to tell you what's wrong with this roofing system right here. This right here is called the drip edge, and actually it should be underneath this underlayment right here. The reason why is because we want everything to have a natural flow with the water falling down onto the next material. So this is actually better underneath this.
You know, I don't know that even Austin could have presented better than that. But after a quick tour of the outside, we popped down to the crawl space.
So looking at the plumbing system that we have here, we have some incorrect connections, right? So one thing you'll notice right here is we actually have an exterior hose bib that is piped directly into a waste line. That's 100% a no-go. That's a biological issue. We have a completely loose hanging plumbing system here.
Dang,
Yeah.
This is rough.
Yeah, this right here is the House of Horrors, right? So we have multiple types of material, right? So this white plumbing, or the white pipes, excuse me, are basically Schedule 40 PVC, and the black is ABS. So both can be used in waste distribution. The thing is, you have to use a proper bonding agent, because you can't typically use the same type of material that you would bond two pieces of PVC together. It wouldn't make a proper bond. So the thing is, random fact, ABS is perfectly fine for waste, but you can't have it for supply, because it is known to cause heart defects in rats. Random fact of the day. We have some areas of improper slope, improper connections, so you're going to have some major leaks coming from these connections very soon.
Wow. So from my understanding, you cannot have both, like you can't have a black pipe connected to a white pipe. It needs to be typically universal, like the same.
I like universal, but there is a bonding agent that you can use to connect the two.
Okay.
And on that, class dismissed.
So Natalie, we have now gone through the House of Horrors. You have seen everything there is to know, from the top of the roof to the bottom of the crawl space. What is your biggest takeaway?
My biggest takeaway, besides knowing that that vent needs to not be over a toilet, it needs to be over a shower, which I found very fascinating, is in fact that it's very impressive, the knowledge that you guys have to retain and know, and how detail oriented you guys have to stay when you're going through a house. I appreciate it, because it shows that there's a lot of schooling, work, education that has to go into doing this. And so, like, props to you for knowing all of this.
I appreciate it. A lot of inspectors can actually get their training here at the House of Horrors. They can come here for a week straight and see all of these issues and be more trained than a regular inspector on the street.
That's so cool.
It's amazing. So,
Well, I mean, I think I might need to come and become an inspector now.
come on. Well, we know where to train you. So,
Yeah.
well, Natalie, thank you so much for coming here today. Thank you to InterNACHI for hosting us here at the House of Horrors. Thank you all for watching, and catch us next time on an episode of The Ride Along.